Hi, welcome to the December 19th, 2023 meeting of the Edgemont District Board of Education. We have a motion to return to public session. Grace, second to left. You're back in public session. First order of business is the approval of the December 5th, 2023 meeting minutes. Do you have a motion? Jennifer, second.
Good.
Heather, all in favor? Motion passes unanimously. I also need a motion for the treasurer's report for November 2023. Have a motion. Nilesh, second. Jennifer, all in favor? Motion passes unanimously. We are into recognition of community.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to ask Ms. Ferrara if she would come forward now and speak regarding Kathy Lloyd's retirement, which is on your agenda for consideration tonight.
Even though we do the announcement of her retirement, it's bittersweet speaking about Kathy Lloyd tonight. It's truly with a mix of emotions, excitement, anticipation of the amazing adventures that lie ahead for Kathy, and sadness as Greenville seems to be an unimaginable place without her exuberance. Kathy's tenure as an educator spans numerous years, decades in fact, 21 of them, which she dedicated to Edgemont. Throughout her extensive journey, she stood out as an exemplar of continual learning and growth. Her perpetual commitment to honing her craft, seeking professional development, and embracing technological advancements really set her apart. Kathy's core values include prioritizing children, maintaining professionalism, and fostering a collaborative familial environment, and it's truly commendable. Recently, Greenville, we had data meetings, and one thing that's so noteworthy about Kathy is her aptitude to look at data and talk about her children. And she came prepared with something that no one else had. She had this really impressive analysis, a data analysis of a math assessment. And we all sat back in awe of all the years of teaching and how she went question by question, skill by skill, and talked about each and every student and their strength with such pride, and gave detailed plans for each of her students. She outlined this work in just an amazing fashion. She appeared to have as much energy and joy for her craft in her last year of teaching as many do in their first few years. Looking back at her initial hiring them, Lydia Becker, who was the director of a charter school that Kathy worked at in Hoboken, said, Kathy is a dynamic teacher who fostered the academic and social growth of her students. She is a creative individual who has committed countless extra hours of time and energy to her team. And I can confidently say, in 21 years, that has not changed. The truest measure of Kathy's impact resonates when we hear from her friends and colleagues. Michelle Ring said, Kathy's retirement marks the end of an extraordinary chapter. Witnessing Kathy's enduring dedication to teaching and personal development. She said, even in our brief acquaintance, Kathy has been a profound inspiration. Her unwavering pursuit of knowledge over the years is just remarkable. Working alongside Kathy has been a pleasure, and her departure will be deeply felt. From Peter Corey. Kathy always puts her whole heart into teaching, and she cares deeply about each and every student. She always comes to me asking about hands-on activities that will engage her students. Bugs, worms, mealworms, they're all her favorite. I always felt that, at least in the bug room, she enjoyed getting the kids as excited as we always know she is. From Julie Sheldon. Mrs. Lloyd, from Julie Sheldon, her second grade teammate. Julie was a standout choice of former Greenville principal Mark Heller during the hiring process. During COVID, Kathy composed outstanding video lessons that taught important reading skills to all of our second grade students. From Phil Nicolosi. Kathy is not only one of the most passionate teachers I know, she's also one of the smartest. Years of teaching has made her an expert on how children grow and learn. Every day she delivers creative lessons that inspire and motivate students, and she does so while meeting the emotional needs of every child in her classroom. I once saw her teach 2 students how to compromise on a math project while simultaneously soothing an upset second grader, and at the same time congratulating a child who was holding a tooth. And to upset child and how they used her word in the sentence. In short, she's just a magician, a master of her craft. It is evident that Kathy embodies the spirit of lifelong learning, a trait She will undoubtedly continue to exemplify. Hundreds of children have been positively impacted by Kathy's presence. It has been an absolute honor and privilege to have Kathy as both a colleague and a friend. Although reluctantly, it's time to give Kathy back to her family and community. I extend my heartfelt wishes for her future endeavors, filled with abundant luck, happiness, hugs from her adorable grandchildren, and time with her children, father, and extended family. And farewell to Sam. You have many happy to feel and celebrate. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And lastly, this evening is Rosemary DeVito's last night as our district clerk. So Rosemary gets to add Tuesday nights back to her leisure life. And Rosemary, I just want to take an opportunity to thank you for your service as district clerk. It has been a pleasure, although I will continue to see you in the office every day. I will miss you on these Tuesday nights, and I'm glad that even though this part of your journey has ended, it is merely a snapshot into your professional journey here in the district.
So I will also add to that because certainly in the last couple of years, I've gotten to spend a lot more time working with Rosemary. So I want to take a few minutes to recognize Rosemary's long tenure and unwavering commitment in her role as district clerk for Edgemont. For those who haven't been following, Rosemary has held the position of district clerk for many of the 19 years that she's been working in Edgemont. Many board members have worked with Rosemary over the years, and I see a few of them out there this evening, including all of us up here. While the public typically sees Rosemary at our meetings, taking minutes and leading our recognition of community, much of what Rosemary does is in the background, including a large effort every year to run our budget and school board voting processes, which don't seem like a lot of work because they run smoothly every year. Nothing ever happens. And that's all because of the work that Rosemary does. Rosemary is always a friendly face in the office and a helpful guide to all of us, especially when we come in as newbies and don't have a clue what we're supposed to be doing. So from all of us current and former board members, I want to say thank you, Rosemary, for all that you've done for us and for all that you have done for Edgemont as our district clerk for all these years. And while we will miss you at our meetings, we look forward to seeing you in your continued role in the district office. And as a token of our appreciation and a reminder of the role that you have played in Edgemont, I would like to present you with the board president's gavel, which hopefully you can have in your house as a reminder of all that you've accomplished and done for our district. It's been really so appreciated. Thank you very much. Okay. Yes, so anybody else in the community want to address the board? Come on up.
I'm Sarah Stern. I'm a board that actually hired Rosemary way back when. And she was but she gave much breaking in. You can see that's fine. Always there. And even as an experienced board member, sometimes you run into the district office a little frazzled because something, a parent has gotten in touch with you or something has happened. And maybe that doesn't happen.
No.
It's not very a long time, but she was always there for me and the boards that I served with. And so I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Well, thank you. Yeah. Rosemary, would you like to say anything? Not that you have to, no pressure.
I just have very mixed emotions tonight because second film every 2 weeks to be here. I learned an awful lot. And I realized how difficult it is to run the business of a school. And I respect what you do. Thank you for sharing that with me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So I will turn it over to you for acceptance.
Yes, it is my pleasure to present again nearly $13,000 in gifts from the following donors for the following purposes. The Edgemont PTA in the amount of $2,480 to Greenville Elementary School for a coding program for 6th grade students. From the Edgemont PTA in the amount of $590 to Sealy Place, a replacement oven to be used for after-school clubs, classroom activities, and special projects. From the Edgemont PTA, the amount of $2,990 to Sealy Place for the purchase of coding robots for grades 4 through 6 STEAM program at Sealy. And in the amount of $250 from the Kaufman family donation to Edgemont Junior Senior High School. This donation is from the Kaufman family in support of our boys and girls ski program. From the Edgemont PTA in the amount of $1,695 to Greenville Elementary School for a social studies enrichment program about Benjamin Franklin for 5th grade students. And from the Edgemont PTA in the amount of $3,825 to Greenville, a hands-on history experience for 4th graders at Greenville School for the Greenberg Nature Center. And a grant from the Edgemont PTSA in the amount of $825 for a science Olympiad to the Edgemont Junior Senior High School.
Great, thank you. Do I have a motion to accept these gifts? Grace, second, Jennifer. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Okay, 1 abstention and 4 approvals. So I want to say thank you very much to the Edgemont PTA, PTSA, and the Kaufman family for these gifts totaling nearly $13,000, all of which go straight to programming that will impact our students. Again, we are so thankful for the community organizations run by volunteers and supported by our community, all of which provide important additional funding for us to offer these great enhanced programs to our students. And one thing I forgot to say at the end of my comments about Rosemary, we do have cake to celebrate Rosemary's tenure here after the meeting. I promise the meeting is going to be short so that we can get to cake quickly. So anyway, okay, for committee reports, we have 1 committee report on policy, so I'll pass that off to Ruth.
Okay, yes, we have 6 policies on the agenda for tonight. The first 2 already exist, but are being amended with minor changes, and I'll kind of go over those changes in a second, whereas the last 4 are up for a first read. So to begin, I suppose this is how it works. I'm going to move to suspend policy 2210, which is a policy that provides guidance on how we reimburse district staff for their participation at various conferences. This policy was originally adopted on April 11th, 2023. In its place, we're going to adopt the modified version that's attached in the agenda today. And it's been amended just to identify circumstances when the daily limit for housing reimbursement can be exceeded. This is the same guidance that's posted on the state controller's website. So all we're doing is matching the content so that we're in line with what's shared there. So I suppose at this point we take a vote. Is that right?
Sure.
Okay.
So you want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Yeah, can I have a second?
Sure.
Jennifer, all in favor? Okay, so amended policy 2210 is down.
Okay. The second action tonight is to move to suspend policy 7260, which covers diversity, equity, and inclusion in education, originally adopted November 21st of this year, and in its place, adopt the modified version again that's attached. In this case, what we've done is just add more accurate language around gender expression, and then also add measurable metrics when it comes to our accountability goals. So again, I will make a motion to take a vote.
Second, Nilesh, all in favor? Okay, so amended policy 7260 is now.
Yes. Okay, so the next 4 policies are up for a first read. And so as a reminder for anybody that's listening, this means that we're introducing them to the community tonight and welcome any thoughts, questions, or concerns you have, because we are going to take that feedback, consider it in the intervening weeks as we draft the final version for second read and adoption, which will likely happen at our next board meeting, which is January 2nd. 16th. Okay, 16th, not second. Okay. First of the first reads is policy 1925, which is a policy for interpreters for hearing impaired parents or guardians. So essentially, the district will provide these interpreters for all school-initiated academic and disciplinary meetings, which can include, but are not limited to, things like parent-teacher conferences or CSE team meetings, disciplinary reviews, etc. Next policy up for first read is 4321.5, which is assessment of students with disabilities, and underscores the district's commitment to both testing accommodations and applying universal design principles to district-wide assessments to the extent feasible. The third policy up for first read is number 8130.2, which covers workplace violence prevention. Some keynotes to point here are that, all employees are responsible for notifying their supervisor of any violent or threatening incidents that they have received, witnessed, or have been told that another person has witnessed or received, with, of course, the appropriate investigations to follow. And then lastly, we have policy 9550, which covers the expression of breast milk in the workplace. And again, key components to note include kind of how to schedule that within a workday, what lactation requirements look like, and how to file complaints in the event of perceived discrimination. And that's
Great.
it.
Great. Any questions or comments on these new policies? Yeah.
I have a question with regard to 4321.5, assessment of students with disabilities. And I recognize this might be something I'm just raising now to be for further discussion. I'd like some clarity on what universal design principles, what that means in practice. My understanding of what it means conflicts with my understanding of what the section on testing accommodations might require. And so I'd just like to, sort of sort that out a little bit. And again, I recognize that that may be something for an offline discussion because it might take a while and require information and people to be gathered in their appropriate place. So.
Great. So should that result in a material change to the policy, we could consider putting that up for first review again.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
Okay. All right, great. Thank you. Any other questions, comments? Okay. I have no report.
I have no report.
Oh my gosh. Flying through. Okay, so we are on the consent agenda.
Yes, it is the recommendation of the superintendent that the board approve the following recommendations by consent vote. Personnel matters I-1 through I-19, which includes appointments, resignations, retirements, appointment of a district clerk and a deputy clerk, deputy district clerk, and matters related to special education. Student matters J1 and J2, which includes the Committee on Preschool Special Education and the Committee on Special Education, and the student trip to the Dominican Republic. And business items K1 through K16, which includes budget transfers, authorization to enter various independent contract agreements, authorization to transfer certiorari reserve, merger of the varsity football team, disposal of broken or obsolete equipment, approval of the STI courses for the Tri-State visit, and new student clubs.
Great. I have a motion. Nilesh, second, Jennifer. Any questions or comments?
Yeah, so I'll do my standard comments. So I use this opportunity to thank the volunteers on behalf of the board, and we have two segments. We have parent volunteers for debate to act as a debate judge, Divya Pathak and Jyotishman Pathak for acting as volunteer for that. And I'm excited to see esports come to Edgemont. It's become a sport which is more popular than NFL, then MLB, then NBA, and it's impressive the numbers that we hear on esports. And I'm excited that the club is coming, and I hope it goes beyond the club. So thank you, Mr. Daniel Alza, for acting as a volunteer. And I sincerely hope that this becomes like a really active club with a lot more students. So it's a good start, and I'm very excited about it. Thank you.
Great. All in favor? Passes unanimously. Okay, our next board meeting is on January 16th, 2024. Again, all meetings start at 6 o'clock and adjourn to exec session to return to public session at 7 PM here in the LGL. So we look forward to seeing you in the new year. And now cake.